everyone, welcome to a new video on the channel and welcome to my extremely disgusting looking bookshelves. I have moved out of my bedroom. All my stuff used to be in here, like my desk and all my crafting supplies, but I ran out of room. I was incredibly crowded in here, and so I've been very fortunate enough to move my office stuff to a little nook we have in our house, and that means that I have two spaces now. I'm not just in this one hovel situation. That's what it was beginning to feel like. And because I have two different spaces now, I only come in here to sleep, which has been great for my work-life balance, but it does mean that I have just kind of neglected things along the way. I've gotten a lot of stuff on the shelf. Like, why do I need two bottles of heartburn medicine on my shelf? One's empty. It's just a little bit of laziness, really. The bookshelves are very easy to just put something on and then walk away from. We also have this situation over here, trying to be very mindful. I have cleaned the floor and everything. I have been doing things before setting up this video, but on the desk, where are we? Over here. This is my little photography desk now. I've got a whole bunch of books and I can't seem to fit all of them back on the bookshelf. And I really didn't want to do this, but I think it's time that we try A to Z with the fantasy side. I have actually gone ahead, let me take you over. I actually have gone ahead and completed the rainbow shelves again. Let me just set you up so you can see. So the romance section is all complete and looking great. The only thing is I did want to have a couple of books still on display, and that means the shelves are completely full. I definitely need to get reading and choosing some books to unhaul if I want to keep getting more romance books, or figure out a different way to do the rainbow shelves. I suppose I could go upwards on some of these shelves. However, as you can tell, no book is the same height, and we are left with very uneven heights. So not sure how the rainbow shelf would go that way either way. We will figure that out when it becomes a problem. Right now it's not one, so the problem we do have are these shelves. So my idea is running A to Z from starting from here, but I'm going to keep the hardcover section as is. I'm not going to change that at all. I'm just going to run A to Z on all the other shelves, and I'm going to try and film it. I am very anxious about being on camera. I don't like filming myself. I don't enjoy seeing myself on camera, and that's not just a self-worth problem. It's just I always have a real struggle editing things back when I see myself talking, but I'm not going to talk in a time lapse, so hopefully I'll feel confident enough to at least show my back on camera. And we're going to get these shelves cleaned. I've got some supplies to clean with. Obviously got my very handy duster. We're going to get all the stuff off the shelves that doesn't belong there, and just dump it on the bed for now, and then figure that out after we've done the shelves. But that's a problem for me, not for you guys to watch. And yeah, I'm really excited to have the shelves back in order and not holding medicine on it in cups. So let's get straight into that. I'm going to try and set you up section by section when we get to the actual part of doing it all. But first off, I think I'm going to have to take all the books off the shelf in order to do this and give it a good clean. And it's a really good time to check your books. I'm a real stickler for not sticking any book up against the wall of the bookshelf, because it can create mold and can damage your books. So best to have a little bit of a gap and just check anything that it's all good. I do this quite often, so I've never had any problems, but always a good thing to point out to people who might not be doing that with their bookshelves. Always pull your books away from the wall of them. It's not ideal. Okay, so I've cleared off the shelves. I just need to clear off this one as well. I'm probably not going to do anything about, where is it, this one. I will take those treats. What are they? Oh, twisting my wrist the wrong way. These are really, really good. If you live in New Zealand, I highly recommend. Very, very good. And gluten-free, so might have one of those as a snack for good work once we've finished cleaning. But yeah, I'm just going to leave the K-pop section alone. We'll clear this section off because some of that stuff belongs in the office and I haven't moved it yet, and also that's an extra shelf that I can fit some books on, so I'll quickly get that stuff off. This is what we're dealing with. Yeah, I tried to start stacking them in like alphabetical order, but then I just gave up and just piled them, but I'm going to have to do that, so yeah. And then I just, oh, it's so chaotic. There's a whole bunch of books over there too that we need to figure out where they belong as well. But first off, I'm just going to clean the shelves, so I'm going to give them a good dust off, because that shelf there especially, that one, I found so much dust, it's not great. Like honestly, I don't know if you can see it from here. Oops. It's so grim. So I'm gonna dust it off, and then I'm gonna get some disinfectant wipes. I try not to wet my shelves very often. This is probably the first time in about 6 months, so I'm just going to give them a very light wipe off with a disinfectant wipe, and then immediately dry them off with a paper towel, and then while they're drying we can sort out the books. Okay, I think I'm ready to go. I've roughly sorted things into piles. They're not alphabetical right from the beginning, but everything's sort of in a pile. I have a lot of books that are G and M, just thought I'd point that out. But I've gone and put A here. It's going to go up there though, so we need to rearrange this camera somehow. Okay, so I went ahead and put all the books on the shelf in alphabetical order. This was actually filmed a couple of months ago. Just thought I'd point that out now while I do the voiceover. And I've been meaning to post it for the longest time, but just never had the right time until now. If you're watching and wondering what I'm doing to push all the books back, I have like a book end, and I use it on every shelf to push them back so they're not completely up against the wall, but they're all in a uniformed line. That is definitely showing my perfectionist behavior, and this was a lot more work and very challenging to think of how to lay everything out, more than I expected. Yeah, it was quite an adventure, but I do talk about that in a moment once we get out of this time lapse. I'm really happy with how it's come together. Obviously there's quite a few gaps in some areas, like up there, so I can put some little trinkets there. I forgot to put my sunflower vase back in place. I don't really want to put it down there. I have got a free shelf, which is very good, so if I get extra books I can rearrange, though this took quite a bit of effort and I don't really want to change it again. Yeah, it didn't turn out as bad as I thought it was going to, because I was a little bit hesitant about doing this. I wonder if I can fit that vase up there. Probably not. No. I'll find a spot for it. But yeah, it's turned out better than what I anticipated. I am happy enough to play around now and set it up decoratively, and hopefully this will work. I am just very wary that if I get a book that's from an author midway through the shelves, everything's going to have to change around again, and I'm not exactly thrilled about that portion of it, but overall I think it looks nice. Just really weird to have an entire bookshelf free, but also that's very fortunate. I did take off one book. Where did I put it? This one here. I got it from a library and I'm not sure. It's very pretty, but I'm not sure if I'm going to love it, so I'll probably just put that one on the bottom of the shelf. I think I'm going to be DNFing this. I've read the first one. I don't know if I'm going to read the second one fully because I've lost interest, so I'll probably unhaul that book. And then this is my ARC copy that I received of Ruthless Vows, and I've already put Ruthless Vows out on the shelf. Where is it? So this will become very easy now, just there. So I might put it in that little gap there, or I might end up putting it on the trolley. So a lot of these books are I'm going to unhaul. Yeah, so that's another project for another day, but pretty impressed. I might take a photo or a small video just showing you how it ends up looking. I'm going to also, off camera, clean the dust off the top here of my poor plants. Yeah, they're a bit out of control. But I'm really happy with this one. It's finally doing what I wanted it to do, only a few months late, but better late than never. And yeah, so that one I'll do off camera, but I'm really impressed with how it's looking. It is a bit odd not having books on display like I have with the romance rainbow section. I was interrupted. But I don't know, maybe I'll put some books on display. I could probably do that. But there's other things that I could put on display instead. And yeah, I don't really want to mess with it again now that I've finished it. It is a lot better than I expected, like I keep saying. I was really worried about the Sarah J Maas books because there's so many of them, and I did end up putting the hardcovers there and continuing on with this little rainbow section by putting my 𝓬𝓬 𝓕𝓲 books there instead, because it just looks really cute with all the colours together, to be honest. But yeah, a lot of M books. Starts from there, goes to there, gilded is. I actually am quite impressed. So I'll start babbling on. I'll go and put all the decorative pieces back on, and I'll see you in another video. So until we next meet, I hope you have fun reading or journaling or changing your bookcases around if you've got some, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye everyone.